Hey guys, I apologize in advance. I accidentally recorded the audio on this video through the MacBook's internal microphone instead of this one, so it will sound really noisy, but try to figure it out.
Okay, hello YouTube, this is Ahi. So this week's tutorial is once again a mixing video, but this time I will start with a song. It's from Feared, and I thank Ola Englund for letting me use the multitracks for this demonstration. This won't be as good version as will be on the Rejects album that he mixed himself, but I hope you still like this video. At first I just loaded in the tracks that I have here. Let's see what we have. Okay, I think I have this track a bit off, but I'll just align it how I think it should be. And anyway, we have like 10 tracks of guitars, drums, bass, and MIDI drums, and a few tracks of vocals. So it's very basic mix again, and it has 2 rhythm guitars. Then there's an octave track that is played in the beginning and during this part, which I think is like post-chorus, and in chorus there is a lead guitar, and then there's bass guitar, which is really clicky. And the first thing that I did was that I renamed the track so that it's quick to see what is which. And I'll stop the video here. I'll go through some basic mixing by myself and see what I get up with. Okay, so one of the first problems that I encountered was that for some reason the tracks weren't starting at beat number 1, and the MIDI track that Ola sent with the files were misaligned. And then the second problem was that when I imported the MIDI to Steven Slate and I listened to the reference track that he has bounced here, you can clearly hear that it's a crash and not a hi-hat, but the MIDI is programmed so that it's a clamped hi-hat. So what I need to do is I need to remap the MIDI. So I'll just take all these, and I think there will be crashes, so let's go to crash AH. Let's try the other one. Okay, I'll just, have to think what I'll use, and so I need to just figure this stuff out and then come up with something that's useful to me. Okay, so now I have a really super basic mix going on. I color coded all my tracks, so I have the drums as yellow, basses green, guitars blue or purple if they are leads, and then the lead vocals are pink and the backing vocals are this flesh color. And so what I did, I only added pod farm to the tracks that have DIs, so bass and guitars, and then set the levels. And then, because I had the problem with the cymbals, I just had the reference drums that he used, and then I used Slate to back them up so I have more control over the drum elements, so I don't have any cymbals going on there. And this is what I came up. Let's start from there. So as we can see, I basically now only thing I have is panning and levels, and that's it. So basically I have now only the sound sources and no extra processing on top of that. So get the sound good at the source, and making the mix shine from that point on is way easier than using 70 plugins of EQ and compressor and stereo expander, whatever fucking things you are going to use. What I will start with is most likely I will bus everything, so I'll just add a few groups, so drums, bass, guitars, vocals, effects. And I will route everything there, and then I route them to the music bus. Okay, now I have routed everything to the buses. So I have the drums going to the drum bus, bass going to the bass bus, guitars going to the guitar bus, and vocals going to the vocal bus. And if you ask why I have the bass in a bus, even though it has only one channel, well, you know, if I want to just hide the audio tracks like this, and then the instrument channels like this, now I only have the buses, and I don't have to focus on everything else. So it's less complicated, so I want to just focus on, say, minor levels, and then I can adjust them just from the buses. What I will start with is that I'll listen to the tracks and start high passing the guitars, for example. So let's go to the guitar bus, and let's put in the high pass filter. I'll use the high pass filter 2 without the resonance, because it has a bit steeper curve than this high pass filter 1. And let's listen to the point where I think the low end is getting better or worse. And I'll skip this beginning because it has that extra octave guitar there. So if you watch my earlier video, the low end focus starts to shift from the guitars to the bass after I went over something about 300 Hz. So let's listen to it again. So, as we heard from that point, even though I high passed the guitars at 250, I couldn't hear a significant difference there. So let's try it again. I'll turn it on and off. Okay, if I go down to say about 90 Hertz, I get this whoomp, and in case you like it, you can keep it here, you know, and then just take a parametric EQ and just dip it down somewhere here, like this, to get rid of the unnecessary stuff between. I think it sounds better like this, but it's just my opinion. So okay, about there. And then let's try to low pass the guitars. And same thing, let's start from the non-resonant low pass 2. And let's go to the very high and then just cut it down. And let's see where is the spot that it fits with the vocals and doesn't sound too edgy. So even though I see a lot of high passes at 12K online, but at least on this settings, but Ola, I think he's playing at like drop A or AB, so his tuning is very low, so no wonder there is not much high frequency content. And I don't actually think that I have set the guitars very high anyway. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on the low passing of the guitars. Okay, I would maybe set it at 9K, because around 7K I can hear it, and around 10K I can't hear it. So it's right there between that. So let's see if we find some problematic frequencies around here. I doubt that there is something, but let's check it anyway. Okay, really subjective. Do you want to cut down the 700 Hz to dB or not? But let's keep it there. Gives more space for vocals. And then let's do the same thing for the vocals. Let's high pass it, but let's not low pass it, because I want to have that frequency content up there just in case. So let's compress the vocals just a bit first. I'll use the R box because it brings the vocals really in your face in a nice way. And then let's do the high pass filtering after that. Okay, sounds okay. Then let's go to the high passing. Okay, I really want to check from the frequency analyzer where the heck are the vocals. Okay, so let's see. So about 200 Hz is safe bet. Let's do that. Okay, sounds really nice. Not much was lost with the high pass. So we essentially just cleaned out the low end. So let's see if there is something problematic with the low end now. Okay. So mainly now the low end has the kick and the bass. So let's listen to it again. Maybe a bit distracting with the kick, so let's turn it down. Let's have the drums. Get some compression. Once again, I'll use the CLA 1176. So if you may have heard the when the song comes to the chorus, the kick starts to get really annoying. So I dip it down on the contact, and let's see how it sounds now. And one alternative is that I'll just use some other compressor or don't use that at all. Yeah, I think it's doing a bit more damage than good, so I'll just get rid of it. And let's listen to it again. Yep, sounds much better. So what we have done now is that we have pocketed the guitars, we have pocketed the vocals and drums, and now we could slightly compress the guitars. So let's go to the beginning of the track and let's see how it sounds. Okay, it brings up the clang of the bass just a bit, which is kind of cool. Next, what we have left pretty much is the leads and vocals, and I have a delay in the pod farm for the leads. But it's the default setting when you load the analog delay, so it's nothing special, and I thought it sounded good, so why bother tweaking, you know. So same with the solo, same settings, same patch. As you can hear, it has a lot of gain, so we might want to separately high pass this just a bit higher, because the solo doesn't go as low as rhythm guitars. Alright, so basically we could do some automation here and there, but it's not the topic of this tutorial. It's about how to do a basic mix. So let's do some vocal effects. What I'll do is that I'll add some delay. I really like delay on this kind of songs. Alright, here we have the delay. And let's go to a chorus and use the vocal lead. Here are the vocals together. The last one is a scream, so here's the lead and here's a harmony. I think Ola has like 2 to 4 voices there. Anyway, since we have the send, put the delay here, and let's see how much we need. I think it for this song is the half note delay. But if you don't have this, let's use the one that comes with Cubase. It's really cool too. So half note delay, just mix to 100%. Then let's do the same for the other send. And let's do another send. So this was the half note delay. Let's add a quarter note delay for the other one. For the lead. Okay, so somebody asked why I don't use reverb, and it has everything to do that I think reverb always sounds really muddy unless you are working with acoustic instruments. But for your sake, let's add a reverb. It's not that difficult. So let's take the arbor and let's use it on this part. I'll just loop it so I can have it there. So then I often do this, that I send the delays also to the reverb, because that way you get more sense that the delays are also in the same space as the vocals. Alright, so I hope this is enough for this time, and if you have any questions, shoot me a message down below, and you know, subscribe, suggest what I should do next, and hope you enjoyed. So thank you for watching and make good music. Those who wanted to see what I had on the Slate track, I just used the Cracky Metal Kids preset, then just set the volumes just a bit, then had put a limiter on the kick and snare and put that one -4 dB cut at about 6K. And on the bass I used Pod Farm, the classic rock aka MPEG for the low end, and this is the Rat and the chest chorus for the clang. And on the lead guitar I have the Rat, the SLO, then compressor and a delay. Then on the rhythm guitars I have the Threadplate Dual and Tube Screamer, nothing else. And on octaves I have the Citrus and compressor, and nothing special here again. And on the solo I have the same as the lead, and this one is also the same. Alright, and for vocals you saw what I did. Alright, one final update. I was looking at the mix at really loud level, and I noticed that the vocals were really essy, so I put a de-esser in there, but otherwise it's about the same. I just routed the effects to the effects bus and raised the levels just a bit, and that's it. So here's a short clip of the final mix that I did in this about an hour. So I hope you enjoy, and if you really like the song, I'll put the link in the description below, where you can buy the real studio version of the Feared album that has this song. Alright, thanks.
From my